This episode of the Lured Up podcast is brought to you by our Patreon. Everything we do here at the Pokemon Professor Network is powered by the community. And you can join our community of supporters on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. We offer a range of support tiers and various benefits, and all patrons will gain access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And we currently have a goal of hitting $500 in patron support, and you can help us out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor. With tiers as low as $1 a month, you can support a collective of hardworking, part-time creators that have a passion for Pokemon, podcasting, and the community here at the Pokemon Professor Network. All right, let's get into the show.
Rev up the engine.
What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 325 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. This episode is streaming live on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm your host, Ken Pescator. That's Adam Tuttle. Yo, Adam,
hey, everyone.
What's up? What's happening? What's going on?
This is actually episode 3 1/4.
3 1/4, 325.
3 1/4.
We're getting up there. We're getting up there, man. How are you? What's going on?
Yeah, we're almost at 4.
We're almost at 8 million.
We're almost at 8 million. You know, just a couple million to go. Doing fantastic.
Yeah, have a good week.
Yeah, it was maxed out, definitely.
Okay. Cheese. Would you like some cheese? Shout out to everyone who's here in the chat already. Likeable Monster, Maddie G, Pessimistic, another Jersey local is in the house. What's going on, everyone? Welcome. If you are listening to the audio version and you wanted to check out the video, head over to our YouTube and you can catch the VOD in the future from when we're recording it right now. And if you're listening or watching the video and you want to catch the audio, got to wait till Friday. Anyway, we got plenty to talk about, man. I do want to catch up on how your week was, but this is a big time for the game. We got a lot of stuff coming, and I'm really excited about it. So we'll kick things off with our weekly gameplay recap. We'll talk about Magnetic Study. We had Yamask, Galarian Yamask Research Day this past weekend. We're in the midst of Halloween Part 1 right now. It wouldn't feel like a Pokemon Go event unless Niantic was trying to sell us something, and the web store has a bunch of stuff for us to buy, so we'll talk about it.
It's actually such good stuff.
It's pretty good. It's good. I'm not gonna complain.
I already bought one.
Yes. The Great League Remix is happening right now. The bands came out, so we'll talk about those real quick, even though I won't play it. Niantic has partnered with Walmart to give you Pokestops and gyms and gift cards. So that's kind of cool, I guess. It's sometimes we see small business, sometimes we see Starbucks, sometimes we see Verizon. Now we have Walmart. So
can we get a rollback on like some coins?
Look, the way I look at it is, and again, it's different for me. Like, I have Walmarts in my area, not like, I don't know how far a rural person has to drive to get to a Walmart, but I've got commerce everywhere around.
Only 25 minutes for me.
But if you're going to a Walmart, I'd imagine you're there for a while, right? You might spend an hour or so in the store, So it's kind of cool that there's going to be some extra stuff to do in the store, which is pretty neat. The details of Halloween Part 2 have come out, and we'll talk about it. And I think we can confidently say that Dynamax, Gigantamax kind of will be a part of all event rollouts going forward, right? Like, there's going to be a bonus. You get double candy, you get double Stardust or whatever. There's a new shiny. There's a new Pokemon release. There's some Pokemon in raids. Who's in Dynamax battles? So I think this is kind of, again, just another layer to the onion.
It's another layer.
Yep.
And I love it. This is making the game so exciting to play.
Dude, I'm so excited that you have this attitude. It's so great. It's so great.
My brother's like, I go over, and like part of our Tuesday morning hang before he goes to work and after I drop Ashton off is we play a little Fortnite. We max battle because there's a max spot. It's a power spot, literally right at his house. Well, I mean, we can reach it, but it's within.
It's his neighbor's business in their neighbor's driveway. I saw a
No,
great
it's
meme.
actually a pool.
I saw a great
pool.
meme. It was like Jeannie's hair salon when a Gigantamax raid happens, and it was like a huge crowd in front of someone's house. It's like, dude, that's what's gonna happen. I wonder if they're gonna curate where the actual Gigantamax battles happen, or if it's everywhere. Because if B&E Electric down the street from me has a Gigantamax raid, we're gonna be in this dude's backyard, which is gonna be absolutely hilarious. So we'll have to see. Max Mondays are a new weekly event. Now we have stuff to do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. And it's kind of just like, I don't know. This game asks a lot of core trainers, right? It asks a lot of us. It asks us to do stuff every weekend. It asks us to be aware of the news. Like, if you really want to be in the know in this game and not just know what's going on, but engage with what's going on, it's a big.
You got to listen to the LURED Up podcast.
You absolutely do. You absolutely do. But dude, now
or watch
something
it
on
if
Monday.
You're watching with us right now.
Yes, but Max Mondays, that's a thing. And Gigantamax is here this weekend. Go Hub has you covered for strats. I'm going to be out playing with the community all weekend. I'm super fired up, Adam. I want to get your take on this because it's easy to get excited of like, hey man, I could go outside and do 5 max battles right now when you're only paying 250 max particles to do it. Things change when you have to pay 800 and you could only organically collect 800 a day. So we'll dig into that at the end of the show, but let's start off with the week. Let's back up. How are you? How's the weather? How's things going in New Hampshire?
The weather's been beautiful.
Okay.
For the past like week and a half. It's honestly, it's been sunny and beautiful. This weekend, Ashton had 2 hockey games. Both were traveling distances. So
that's busy, man. That keeps you busy.
Like 7 hours in the car. I told him if we were doing anything, or if anybody asked what we did this weekend, it was we drove around to see the foliage.
What is it called? Leaf what? Leaf peepers? No, leaf peepers or something.
Leaf peepers.
You were leaf peeping? Yeah. Joe in the chat just said good leaf peeping. Yes. The inside joke is making its rounds. Wonderful.
It was.
Wonderful.
It was good leaf peeping season.
Dude, people have sent me TikToks of signs in front of places that say leaf peeping, and they're like, "Look, it's a thing." It's so funny. So funny. I'm like, dude, I never heard of this before.
He won both of his games. So
go Ashton.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
And,
that's good.
But like, as far as playing, Saturday was basically I just played in the morning a little bit, like, but the service wasn't great at the ice arena, and we were in the car for the whole. Was
it like highway driving?
Yeah.
So the Go Plus was ineffective.
It was like.
Yo, you know that there's
I did not play GMAX.
Just
to throw that out there.
But for technical sake, power spots aren't speed capped. So as long as you can click on it while you're actually in range of it, when you're a passenger.
You know where my excitement level is, like up here?
Yes.
And then when you say things out loud, it like goes over here.
Why?
It's off the screen
Why?
low. Because don't say that stuff. I don't want it to be. It is so nice to be able to like stop, get someplace, hit it, and then be able to leave.
It's quick. It's like a 2 to 3 minute.
It is very quick.
Yeah, like a 2 minutes, 2 minute commitment maybe.
But if I wasn't able to do that every once in a while, it would be much harder for me to do multiple. I mean, I did park today, and I did like 3 Gaslies because they're all like clumped up together.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. And no, it's been it's become second nature now that the power spots are here. For the locals, you kind of know where to expect them. And, I had something weird happen, and I was talking with the Waste Spotters guys trying to figure this all out. We came across where some of the power spots would be closed, right? Like it would say, come back tomorrow, or this power spot's opens at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Weird, whatever it was. And when I've seen that, I've always thought like, oh, well, maybe that has something to do with like the businesses store hours. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I couldn't figure it out because I was seeing some that were closed.
I thought they were just on timers
during the day. Well, they are, but like they will, sometimes you'll have a power spot that's kind of like powered down even during the day. So I didn't know, I still don't really know how this, is kind of worked out, the logistics behind it, but my job, my actual office was a power spot, which was awesome. But I show up to work and it's closed. The power spot is closed. And it's like, this power spot will reopen tomorrow at 5 a.m. And I'm like, I'm the one that controls the Google business profile for my company. You know what I mean? Like, I know that the hours of operation are listed properly. Like, we're open for business. There's no reason that any data would be telling Niantic, whether it's through Overture or whatever. Yeah. So then I was like, well, does this have to do with the cooldown of the power spot itself? Whereas, every 3 days they're going to rotate, but maybe they wouldn't rotate out of my location. So they're just waiting for the next refresh to like align things again. I don't know what it was, but I thought that was really interesting.
That sounds right though.
Yeah.
Because
so
I have the
weird.
one that's on our street. It closed, but then it like reopened.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with it.
It's just I was able to play for days.
Did you notice that when Ghastly released, they put Ghastly in Pokestops that were already occupied by other like Pokemon had been left behind.
So let me talk about that real quick.
Go ahead.
I was with my brother on Tuesday. It was like 9:45. He's like, I got one more match of Fortnite in me, and then I was like, and then we can do this max battle. I was like, we got Phalanx, we're gonna do it, and he's excited. He wants to get a better Phalanx or more candy to power up his Phalanx that we traded because he's got a lucky one.
Right.
I got the 100%. Anyways, so we play Fortnite, and then by the time we look back at it, it's now the Halloween event. It's 10:01 or whatever, and it's a Ghastly.
So it overtook
the Phalanx.
Now,
so that was kind of upsetting. It was kind of upsetting, but I understand there's probably no way to like logistically keep it.
Well, they would have had to recall all the Pokemon that were already there because, like, let's say that Phalanx had been there for a day already, right? And maybe you hadn't completed the battle, but 10 other people did. So there could have been 10 people in the cheering section of that power spot while Phalanx was still there. So now let's say you did complete that Phalanx prior to 10 a.m. You could have left a Pokemon behind in support of that Phalanx power spot. And then when the Ghastly spawned and you would battle that Ghastly, it would get you to the screen that says, would you like to leave a Pokemon? But then you would get an error message saying you cannot leave a Pokemon here because I already had a Pokemon left behind from the previous one. So that was like a weird overlap. It's a weird overlap.
Because remember when gyms would do that?
Oh, and people would get like trapped Pokemon. It's like, it's been 200 days.
Or they just wouldn't come back, or they got like deleted or something.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull up my phone real quick because in range of my house right now, there is a power spot that's closed. So I'm clicking on it right now and it just says the power spot will open at on the 24th at 5 a.m. So tomorrow at 5 a.m. And the thing is, like, that's a Walgreens. So it's just like, it's again, it doesn't necessarily align. It's a pharmacy, like doesn't align with the business hours. So I have no idea what the dealio is.
The story is my brother is that it turned to Ghastly and we battled. First Ghastly was the shiny.
Adam got the shiny Ghastly
right off the bat.
Hold up. And I know I don't have Adam's
it was crazy
phone feed here, but I do have a photo that he sent. So there's Adam's Ghastly. Look at that beautiful shiny Dynamax Ghastly.
Which are you looking at?
I'm looking at
the higher CP.
Your 668. I don't know.
No, there's another one.
There's another one?
Yeah, there's two. I got two shinies. You
sent me all this stuff, man. You sent Adam's like, oh, I got to send you like a whole bunch of stuff. You sent me too much. I can't be scrolling on my photos though, because you never know what's gonna show up. Oh, Yeah, you only sent me one Ghastly. But anyway,
One Ghastly.
yes.
But
But
basically,
you got the shiny, which
it
is
was,
awesome. That's huge. That's a
and
flex.
it was a really high CP too. It was 692. Because
Nice.
what's 100%? Is it 700?
I don't know. So you're close.
I
So
don't
you're
know,
close.
but I'm very close. It's a very good shiny, and I was like, all right, we're powering it all the way up. And I forgot that when you evolve into Gengar, it looks horrible.
The shiny. Yeah, it's like it's not even shiny.
Yeah.
Just mega it later and be.
I
maybe it'll be good.
evolved it, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's not shiny anymore. But
Fun.
yeah, so I got 2 shinies, and it was crazy because every single max spot or power spot turned into Ghastly.
Yeah, it was like Ghastly overload
think-
during launch.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was cool.
and it was like cool. I went and I think I did 4 or 5, and then I bought the box that gave me another 800.
You're buying. You're. Dude, they got their hooks on you, bro. They got you. That's it.
But it's such an exciting part gameplay. Like it's worth it.
It's
See,
we're going to talk about
for
cost
me-
efficiency here because
I know,
they
I
kind
know.
of live between a premium battle pass and a remote pass when it comes to just apples to apples, dollars and cents. So it's like, is it worth more than a local raid, but less than a remote raid? Like it's a lot to ponder when it comes to how you're going
power
to
up your roster of Dynamax Pokémon.
You need them.
You need them.
Yep. Shout to Pure Lighter subscribing with Prime for 4 months. Thank you so much. Shout to everyone who's here in the chat. But you said no Yamask, right, for you?
No Yamask. No.
So I did go to Red Bank to play Yamask, and in Red Bank, like the whole of downtown Red Bank, there's 88 stops, and that's like the extended area where there's some kind of lighter spots, more residential. You have to like walk between 2 sections, the pure downtown and the train station. So we typically stay really tight to the waterfront downtown, where there's like 35, 40 stops. So we knew when we got there, like, all right, we've got plenty to do. We'll be able to rock this, and see how long it does. So we did all 35 stops in the immediate downtown within the first hour. And
Wow.
we were done. And then we're
That's
like,
impressive.
look, do we walk away? Do we walk to the other side of town? Or do we get in the car and try to drive? Scorpio Kid, thank you so much for following. We didn't know what to do. And the group kind of fell apart because everyone was like, oh, I think I'm going to go to this park by my house that has 10 stops so I can catch another 10 of these. Or I'm going to go over here. And then it was like, yo, I'm just going to jump in the car and just bounce around picking up research. You know what I mean? Like,
That was
I don't.
probably the smartest play.
It was the most efficient way for me to do it because I was like, all right, well, I mean, I live, 10 minutes from Red Bank, but it's like, just on the way home, I'll encounter 20 stops without even trying. So that was a little weird. And then it came to us like, how great would these research days be if they rotated and refreshed the research like they started doing with Raid Hour? So every hour on the hour, the research refreshes and just for the event.
And then any rural player, this would help rural players.
Sure.
Where I'm at work, I only have 1 stop that
Now
I can
you have
spin.
3. You would have 3. That's what I'm saying.
Huge.
Like
that's a huge.
So I pushed that
quality of
feedback
life
up. I think that would be a big difference because it just even, and I think it's a good testament because like you're saying even like a rural trainer, you've got 1 stop. Okay, well now you have 3. I'm spoiled with stops, right? I mean, granted, I built. I built that Red Bank with these bare hands. No, but it's like I would have been able to do 90 stops at that point. You know what I mean? If they refreshed every hour, and it's like I would have stuck around and played more on foot as intended, socially with people, exercising, exploring, like the whole 9 yards. So I kind of left the event a little unsatisfied with the gameplay. I was very happy with my efforts.
How many shinies do you get?
Like 10, like out of 35 stops. Like it was insane. Plus, I had both the tickets, so I got a bunch of shinies, which is great. I forgot that you had to raid with Galarian and Yamask. It's like, so annoying to evolve. But the if they had renewed every hour, I would have stuck around on foot and played longer. So hopefully that's something we'll see
If I wasn't driving, I would have also played longer.
Yeah. Lifelang. Leo in the chat says rotating research and research day is needed. He says they're doing that with Gigantamax max spots. Every hour is going to be refreshed. So we're going to talk about that because that sounds great in theory, right? It's easy to say, oh, I've got 30 raid passes. Let's hit these group of 10 gyms 3 times over, right? It's a little bit more of a pricey proposition when we're talking about an 800 max particle investment per Gigantamax battle. So we'll get there. But let's just run through where we were last week. We had magnetic study plus or minus magnet. We talked about all this. This was a pretty fun event, rotating through the midweek and stuff like that.
It was really good. I appreciate those kind of events.
Yep, I like the double kind of research action here that kind of split down the middle for Yamask, Anglarian, Yamask. That was pretty neat. Let's see where else we have. And then we're in Halloween part 1 right now. Have you done any research? Did you get the more Pico? Have you tried it in GBL?
I've got 4, I think, so far. I have not tried it in PvP yet.
Okay, so just to give a quick refresher on the way Aura Wheel works, it starts off here as an electric attack in full belly mode. That's the default for your Morpeko. When you use Aura Wheel for the first time, you then move into Hangry mode, where your typing stays the same, but the move typing from Aura Wheel changes from electric to dark. The next time you use Aura Wheel as a dark move, then it will go back to being full belly, and back to being electric. So it alternates every time you use it. So it's pretty neat. It doesn't really do much. It's 100 power both ways. It's just a typing thing.
Have you done it? Have you used it?
I have not. I wanted to get some. I wanted to get some GBL in before we recorded. It didn't happen. But I need my Pikachu Libre, so I'm still chugging along on that. They talked about in the blog, they talked about how this was kind of behind GBL and then it's going to be in timed research and stuff like that. But Hisuian Typhlosion has been great. I've done Bombardiers. I've done a bunch of Bombardier raids. You sent me one.
I've done 3 Bombardier raids. I've done 2 Typhlosions. And I think I've done like 2 Giratina.
Yeah. So there was the $5 timed research.
I raid all the time. Now Dynamax battle.
Yeah, the main timed research, and then there was like the costume Pokemon timed research. I went to buy it for you, Adam, and it said I couldn't send it to you. Did someone send this to you, or did you buy it?
Which one?
The $2 costume research.
So
I tried to send it to you, and you bought it?
Hear me out.
You bought it.
Hear me out. I went to the web store, and the web store had a bundle, which I did not read it. All I saw was that it comes with a max particle clip, if you will. And but it was the Morpeko. It said like Morpeko is like you're gonna get that ticket, but it showed another ticket. But when I clicked, because it showed 2 tickets. The first ticket,
there's a $5 and a $2.
Just listen. When I clicked the ticket, it showed me the Morpeko, but there was you couldn't click in for the second ticket or anything. It didn't show any details. So it literally didn't tell me anything. It was just another ticket. And I was like, I'm getting max particles. I don't care. Whatever. I don't care whatever that is. And then it turns out I started collecting research and I was like, are you serious right now?
It's a costume Pokemon.
Dude, I got tricked. I literally got tricked.
Dude, I was like, I was going to call Casa de Cubone.
A treat for me. I was totally tricked.
I was going to call Casa de Cubone because I was like, who else would have bought you this? Like, as a joke or something like that. I was like, I bet you Raber, Casa de Cubone. I was like, I bet you he bought it for him just to like bust your chops. That's so funny.
No, I'm busting my own chops because I purchased the box because I saw max particles and it came with like the Morpeko. So I was like, oh, this is great.
That's so funny.
I started collecting research and was very disappointed.
That's so great.
I will say the Rowlet looks cute.
Yeah.
But that's it. And I didn't get any good ones, so I can't or won't power them up. If anybody wants them, I'm down to trade them.
No, they're shiny checks, man. They're shiny checks. Lane from Good Morning Johto in the chat says, hello, daddies.
Lane from Good Morning Johto.
Yes. Johto. Let's talk about this really quick while we're talking about more Pecco and GBL. Right now, the Go Battle League is the Great League Remix. Let me pull up the calendar here. We're in Great League Remix, and the way this works, and I
also chose the hangry mode costume.
I may. Did you? So did I. So did I. I do want to take a little credit here for bringing up this idea to Niantic about
get no credit.
Having what is now the Great League, the Great League Remix, because the first time they did a remix, they removed the top 20 Pokemon overall, and what it ended up doing was it really hurt casual gamers or casual trainers, and the upper level trainers didn't really get affected because the Pokemon that were being used by lower level trainers in GBL weren't the same Pokemon that the upper level trainers were using. And then they changed it, thanks to someone's stellar feedback, to be Ace and above for their ban list. So they released the ban list, and here you go. Alolan Sandslash, Wigglytuff, Dugong, Marowak, Feraligatr, Azumarill, Jumpluff, Quagsire, Dunsparce, Gastrodons, Drapion, Superior, Ferrothorn, Mandibuzz. See, there's going to be some affected teams out here. Greninja, Diggersby, Talonflame, Malamar, Toxapex, and Clodsire. So there's some...
Wait, Clefable wasn't in there?
Clefable's not in there now.
Primplup wasn't in there?
No, so you don't care. You don't care
because
you're no.
Was Arbok in there?
No. These are the top 20 the top 20. I don't think any of the ones you've mentioned are top 20 Pokemon across any stats whatsoever.
They just don't know. They just don't know yet.
Oh my god, you and your Arbok. You've been using that Arbok for like since the release of GBL. So funny. It's great.
Everything has Ice Beam, okay? Everything.
Yes. Okay. We have a new partnership here. We kind of briefly talked about this at the top of the show, but Walmart is a new partner of...
Oh, I thought you were talking about us. I was like, you didn't tell me anything.
No, we don't have a new sponsor. I'm working on a new sponsor, though, and I hope we get it because it's a good one. But Pokemon Go and Walmart partner to bring Pokestops and Adventure to Walmart stores. And... is Walmart, like, give me some rural, like, culture here. How important is Walmart to, like, the locals? Like, is this like a people come from far and wide type deal?
It is the Black Friday. It is like the spot to be. It is groceries, even though we have Hannaford's and Market Basket, like, right next door. People would rather go to Walmart because they can also get their
lighter fluid,
their
kitty litter.
Well, you can get kitty litter at the grocery.
But no, so this is a big deal. There's lots of Walmarts, right? So there's definitely a lot of Walmarts, and this is U.S. Is Walmart's international, right? I don't know, but it's in the U.S. only for the sponsorship. But it says 90% of Americans. This is such a crazy stat. 90% of Americans live within 10 miles of a Walmart. That is absolutely bananas to me. That is absolutely bananas. Like, when you consider, like, you know, how barren some of this country is, like, within 10 miles of a Walmart. So.
Wow, that is accurate. It is 9.8 miles. 9.
Oh, let me. Do I got to do this now? Let me hold up.
You have to.
Let's see. Let me see where I am, because I don't have one very, very close to me. Walmart. 13 miles. I'm the exclusion here. I'm the 10%er.
You can take my 0.2 miles off of yours.
There you go.
I'll add that to yours.
But one thing, the photo disc looks very, very good. It's the little burst symbol from Walmart. It looks really good in the photo disc. But this is pretty cool. It says, introducing Pokemon Go gift cards launching exclusively at Walmart retail locations and Walmart.com in the U.S. FYI, our Discord server will be giving a $25 gift card out every month. All you have to do is join at the $5 tier or higher to be eligible every month to be in for the winning. But $10, $25, $50, and $100 denominations. It says, for the first time ever, Pokemon Go trainers can purchase physical gift cards just in time for the holidays. This is probably going to be I'd imagine. I haven't been to a Walmart, but are they putting this by the Pokemon cards? Are they putting this in the gift card rack with, you know, Home Depot and Amazon and all that, like, all mixed in? So,
because it's a gaming gift card. So
yep.
like it'll probably be with Nintendo Switch cards, all that stuff.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm okay with
Steam and
this is
stuff.
cool.
So, something to note here is I'm gonna pull up the web store,
And I won't be mad if anybody, is like, what do we get at them? We don't know what to get at them, but like,
get them gift cards. Get you gift cards.
cards.
So I have the web store pulled up on my phone right now, and $10 on the web store will get you 1,300 Pokecoins. Right? $10 at Walmart through a gift card will get you 1,250 Pokecoins. So it's a little bit less of a deal than the web store.
Think of somebody opening their giant.
I agree.
Just to get smaller box on the inside, just to get the smaller box on the inside, just to get the last box, which is a smaller box, and then you open it and it's a little envelope, and then you open that and you're like, oh, it's another envelope, and then you're like, oh, it's a card, and then you open up the card and you're like, oh, it's a Pokemon Go gift card, but it was in this giant box.
I used to do that to my son. I would have at the bottom of the box would be like a box of frozen peas or something like really ridiculous, and then put the gift in there. But no, if you buy it in game, $10, and this is again, we're in the States. If you buy in game, $10 gets you 1,200 coins. The gift card gets you 1,250. The web store gets you 1,300. So there's tiers to this, right? So you kind of have to figure out where's best to put your money. Some stuff to note here, and shout to Joe who's in the chat because we had a great conversation about this in our Discord, is that if you have a Niantic Kids account, so if you're gift buying, right, or grandma wants to buy you or your kids, a gift card here from Walmart, by default, Niantic Kid accounts and Pokemon Trainer Club accounts for kids, so that's 13 and under, cannot redeem in-game codes. So you can't use gift cards.
They use it on the website? They redeem it on the website.
Can't do it until you go into your Niantic Kids login. So it's the parental portal for Niantic Kids, and change the permission to allow your Niantic Kid account that you're the admin of as a parent the ability to make web store purchases. So by default, it's off. So I hope the customer service phone number is ready, because come Christmas time, all these Niantic Kids accounts are going to be like, Pokecoins, and they're going to go to put them in, and they're going to be like, where do I do it? Because it's not even going to show up. So just be aware of that. Help your friends out. Help your, whatever. There's a lot. There's a lot to kind of unpack there. So just be prepared for that. But my son, this is like, I feel bad for my son. He's on Beat Street. So I signed him up for his Pokemon Trainer Club account when he was 6 years old, right? He's 16 now. So he's still, per Pokemon Trainer Club's eyes, a kid, even though he's 16. When he turned 13, it should have automatically rolled into like a no longer a kid account managed under my parental, I've had my PTC account for a gabillion years, right? So because he's a Trainer Club account, which happened prior to Niantic allowing for like Google and multiple logins, he can't link a Gmail account to his login. So he can't. Wow. It's like a total mess because he's like in this perpetual state of a kid account.
Can you gift him
I can gift him things, but he can't go to the web store to make the purchases. So I can only get him stuff that I purchase for myself. So if I have a code, I can't give it to him because I can't gift a code. So there's
that makes sense though. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of
that
kind of annoying. There's a little bit of red tape there, but just be ready in the holiday to maybe have to answer some questions for family members, calling you up like, "Oh, Billy, do you still play that Pokemon Go game? Show me how to redeem this gift card." But no, I thought that was pretty interesting. That by default, you just got to be aware this is not easy to do.
And I did just check for the Ghastly 100% CP. It's 702.
Okay, so you're like in the 90s or something like that, around there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Adam, we've been on for about a half an hour. Why don't we take a break? When we come back, we're going to talk about Halloween Part 2. We'll talk about Max Mondays. And then we're just going to kind of talk about the weekend and Gigantamax and kind of the ramifications of what it means to grind Gigantamax battles, because it's not going to be as easy for free-to-play players as they've had this celebration like Adam's had over the past couple of weeks of like really enjoying max battles. It changes a little when the Gigantamax battles cost the exact amount of max particles you can earn free to play in that day. Kind of takes the wind out of the sails a little bit. So we'll dig into it. So audio listeners, we'll be back right after this. Howdy, chat. What's up? Scorpio Kid, if you're still here, I'm glad you're able to catch the show, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate it. Yeah. Ampharos Michael. Maddie G.
That's an electric name.
Says it's all up to you. It is all up to you. And I'm going to go ham, and I'm going to spend money this weekend. In the name of science.
I'm not going to lie. I was trying to purchase, because there was 3 Gastlys, and then there was another one. And I was like, oh, I need a little bit more max particles. So I was going to buy a thing. And it was asking me for like my physical password. It wasn't like this the click on my phone to Apple Pay. So I don't know why it did that, but it did, and
let me tell you,
didn't want to take the time to look into the passwords to figure it out, and then
that Apple Pay makes it easy to spend money. I'll tell you that. It's just like bing, 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 dun, dun, dun. It's like
oh, Dunkin' Donuts. You want to do a quick order? Just double click, and you're like,
yeah.
You like wink at it, you smile, you're like,
I'm reformed in the last month or so, but you don't even want to know what my Dunkin' Donuts weekly spend is, bro. Between my girlfriend and my son, we be running on Dunkin'. We got one. There's a Dunkin' around the corner. It's deadly. I walk past it to work every day, both ways, uphill in snow, barefoot.
See, I make my own coffee at home, but
I've got amazing coffee here. It's not the same.
I enjoy the matcha latte iced.
Yo, Sarah gets some crazy
when they make
stuff,
it correctly.
Man.
When they make it correctly, sometimes they like, I order it and it's like they throw the whole thing in the blender, and I'm like, no, I asked for less ice, not a blender shake of the matcha tea. And then sometimes it's like they just threw it on the side of the cup, and it's just this big green blob on the side. And then it's very light and creamy, and I have to mix it. I'm like, oh,
blasphemy!
Okay. It's not what I ordered.
All right, you ready to get back in this?
I'm gonna take a sip of water, but right after. I actually want to take a picture of something real quick. It's not relevant to the podcast at all, but. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Wawa Land. Yo, I'm a quick check person for sure. I am definitely a quick check person. I don't buy coffee at Quick Check. I only buy coffee at Dunkin'. I'm a Dunkin' snob. But if I have to go in a Quick Check or a Wawa, I'm going Quick Check 10 out of 10 times. I'm going in Quick Check for sure. Oddly enough, I drove past the first Quick Check ever opened in New Jersey, the first one ever. Whoa, Pure Lighter says Wawa's better. Yo, the battle of the... and I love how, by me, Quick Check and Wawa's are always like right across the street from each other, so it's like...
For me, it's Cumberland Farms.
Yo, I grew up in Elizabeth, New Jersey, where I grew up. Oh, I'm moving myself. We had Cumberland Farms. I definitely did Cumberland Farms, Welsh Farms, all that stuff. All right, you ready to go? Thanks for your patience, chat. And we are back from our break. Thank you so much for
Ooh.
that. I just want to take a quick moment to recognize some of our patrons. Huge thanks to our gym leaders, Ben, DJ Wonderbread, Espion Willow, GK, Halda Counselor, Joseph, who's in the chat, Kimberly, Maddie G, who's in the chat, Mythical Hitch, and Sushi Slayer. Thanks to our newest patrons, Robert and Chelsea. I'll be reaching out to you to give you your sticker pack because we're still doing this promotion where every new patron gets a Lured Up sticker pack, which is really
Those
cool.
are so cool.
Am I holding this up right now? Here you go. So if you sign up for our Patreon, I've got 10 more sticker packs to give out. So the next 10 patrons.
Can I sign up? I'm going to sign up.
You can. The next 10 patrons will get a sticker pack. So Robert and Chelsea, I will be reaching out to you to send those over because they literally just signed up. Special thanks to our executive producer, Xander, as well as the other executive producers on the network, Monkey Bread and Kate the Cons. And just make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com for links to everywhere you can connect with us, all the shows on the network, grab some merch, send us a message, listen to shows, all that good stuff, everything at PokemonProfessor.com. All right, Adam. Gigantamax is coming, but before we get there, we got to talk about two things. We got to talk about Halloween Part 2, and we're going to talk about Max Mondays. So let's talk.
Which one do you want to talk about first?
All right, let's do Halloween Part 2, and there's some big stuff in here, which is pretty exciting. So it says, ghostly giants and costumed companions, Gigantamax Gengar, and more debut during Pokemon Go's Halloween 2024 Part 2 event. This is going to be on the 28th through November 3rd, so this will actually carry us into November a bit. New costume Pokemon, which you may have already seen if you are doing the timed research, the optional timed research. Froakie wearing a Halloween costume and Rowlet wearing a Halloween costume, so creative the way they worded that. Then in Max Battles, you have Gigantamax Gengar. Again, this will be a tier 6, like a 6-star max battle, and that's going to be happening on Halloween. So it starts on October 31st at 10 a.m. through November 3rd. So the tail end of the event, after you're done doing your Kanto stuff that we're going to talk about in a bit, you could jump right into Gengar, kind of carry that towards the wild area when we'll have Toxtricity. So there's a lot going on the Gigantamax front, which is pretty exciting. Event bonuses to double catch candy, increased encounter chance for shiny Zorua. Dude, make my recommendation here, put like a very noticeable buddy. So
Pumpkaboo,
that way it's
extra large.
No, something that's not spawning right now, so it's easy to see. Like if you're you've got a legendary
a shiny one.
Yeah, or something.
Put a shiny Pumpkaboo that's extra large.
Oh, there you go. Shiny. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, so it's easy to see. Go after these Zorua. I have caught many Zorua on the Go Plus, but I
caught a shiny Zorua on the Go Plus. I saw it. I was like, what?
Paulie D in the chat said, when you talked about allowing permission for Walmart cards, they don't currently have an option for kid accounts to have access to gift cards. Do you think they'll make it available? There is, and I have a website for the instructions. I'll send it to you after the show. But if you go to Niantic Help and type in Niantic Kids or gift cards or something, it'll come up. But there is a section you have to log into the Niantic Kids account itself to activate the permission, and then next time they log in, it'll work. So. Agent X in the chat says if your buddy is Zorua, it'll appear on the map as a Zorua. So yeah, that's an easy one to identify as well. Increased chance to encounter the following shiny in raids: Gengar with the costume, which is great, Umbreon, Drifblim, Froakie, Rowlet with costume. So increased shiny chance if you're raiding these things. So a little bit extra incentive. If you are a shiny hunter, go for the raids. Increased chance to hatch the following shiny Pokemon from eggs: Vulpix, Pichu wearing the Witch Hat, which is cool. And then the Froakie and Rowlet. Again, a lot of different ways to get the Froakie and Rowlet. Wild encounters. Yeah. Vulpix, Piplup, Woobat, Zorua, Shuppet, Froakie, Inkay, Phantom, Pumpkaboo with the festival costume, Rowlet with the costume. So, and Pikachu with the Witch Hat. This was the 2017. So this is a good costume. That's a cute Pikachu. I like that one.
And they had a stuffed animal of it, so it's.
Yep.
I'm sure you could find a plush one somewhere.
Vulpix, Pikachu, Froakie, Rowlet, and 7Ks. The 1-star raids, Pikachu with the Witch Hat, so there you go. Froakie and Rowlet. 3-star, you get the Gengar with the costume, Umbreon, and Drifblim. free timed research and $5 paid timed research that we talked about, and the $2, all available through the end of is it October or is it till the 3rd? Till the 3rd. So go for it. Must be claimed before the 3rd. New avatar items, stickers, all that good stuff. Lavender Town music is back in the game. The map Explore with Decor, the Halloween map that came on at 10 a.m. yesterday with the Halloween event, and it broke the game. Things were crashing like crazy. So they pulled it.
Yeah.
And then sometime this afternoon, it came back to the game. So it's back up and running. But all right, so let's just recap Halloween before we move on to more Gigantamax Dynamax stuff. With the Halloween event now and the rarity of Spiritomb. So let's talk about Spiritomb real quick, because this is always a chase during the Halloween event. There is the 108 Spirit, timed research. That's always fun to do. It's a shoo-in. You're going to do most of the stuff anyway, passively even. But it was also available in field research. So I'm like, I'm going to go to downtown Red Bank. I'm going to spin all these stops. I'm going to get a bunch of Spiritomb encounters. 88 stops downtown Red Bank, 2 Spiritombs. I was just like, this is crazy. The rates on these research is low. So I put something up on Twitter, and feedback was the same across the board. Couldn't find any. They found one, because I put hey, everybody stack your do 3 raid, because the research is do 3 raids, win 3 raids for the Spiritomb encounter. So I'm like, today's raid hour, stack those, win 3 raids for raid hour, so that way you can make easy work of it. People were like, stack 3? I can't find one. It was just like, so it's been
now
very,
I feel
very
bad
rare,
because I got rid of all of them.
Well, max battles don't count. You got to do a raid.
No, I know, but I had a stack of 3 of them, and I was like, they've got to be important. And then I was like, I may do 2. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get done 3. So I just deleted them all.
I guess you don't want that Spiritomb encounter. But wait, Adam doesn't need the Spiritomb encounters. Tell him, Adam, what'd you get? Hold on.
I got a shiny Spiritomb.
Pulling it up
So
and pulling it up.
I don't need it.
Adam sent me this photo. 846 shiny Spiritomb. It looks so good with the killer background too, with the mountains and the lake. It looks so good.
Yeah,
Adam, I'm also proud of you for 2 things: having a good battery charge, being on a Wi-Fi stable network, and having 1,630 Ultra Balls. A lot of good stuff happening in this photo. So very proud of you there. Very proud of you. All right, but let's just finish the recap here. So how's Halloween been for you? Are you excited for part 2 of Halloween compared to previous years? Are you having fun with the event?
Now that I'm having fun with the event, I am nervous for part 2, and we'll get there, but I'm excited. I was nervous about Ghastly, and then I just went for it, and now I'm just battling a ton of Ghastly.
What are you nervous about though?
Because because the Gigantamax Gengar, do I really need?
Oh,
that's I don't know how I feel about it yet, and I still don't know how I feel about it.
All right, well, if there's anybody out there who's held off on powering up Dynamax stuff, kind of pays off, because you're going to be getting Gigantamax versions, right? So it's I think it's still cool to have both.
Candy XL and my Charizard just to have a big body.
Yeah.
So
no, I powered up. I spent $450K on a 98 Dynamax Charizard, powered it all the way up to 50. Just went for it. I'm like, look, I just have my power. I got my battler now. I'm good. Joe in the chat says 1,630. Is that a lot of Ultra Balls, Joe? I don't know, man. Is that a lot? Should I show you my old? Let's do a ball check real quick. Adam, pull up your balls.
Yeah,
hold on.
Pokeballs.
Giggity. I'm sitting at 3,253 Ultra Balls right now. Jeez Louise. I typically don't catch or don't keep Great Balls around. Great Balls are my daily catching normal, run-throughs. I keep Pokeballs exclusively for the Go Plus. And anytime there's a community day or anything where there's an event, I exclusively throw Ultra Balls. So typically only have Pokeball and Ultra Ball in hand. But I'm sitting at 3,253 Ultra Balls. Bro, I went into GoFest New York with about 3,000, and I left with 200. And that's with spinning nonstop. And I ran out of Pokeballs, and I had 2,000 going into the event. So
yeah,
it's like, it sounds like a lot, but then when there's an event going on, it's like, all right, it can drain it. It can drain it.
Yeah, like I can't keep up with the Pokeballs. Like I'm on 2 stops. Like I'm on a gym.
It's still not enough.
Stop. And I'm not getting balls. I'm getting Ultra Balls and Great Balls. But
no Pokeballs. That's ironic.
So I'm at 492 Pokeballs.
Okay.
1,378 Great Balls and 1,615 Ultra Balls and a Master Ball.
So are your Great Balls your normal default?
That's normally what I okay. That's what I
All right. And then your Pokeballs exclusively for the Go Plus. That's the way to do it. All right. One more thing before we get into Gigantamax, and it is tangential here, and that is Max Mondays, a new Monday event. Introducing Max Mondays to max out every week with Dynamax. I don't know. Let's talk. Starting November 11th, so we still got a couple weeks on this. For 1 hour every Monday evening, a different featured Dynamax Pokémon will take over all max battles at power spots. So this definitely favors those that have groups of power spots. It's like, you want to hunt Charmander? Go out one day, there's 4 of them all next to each other. You know what I mean? Like if you're looking for like focused gameplay, this is pretty cool. But will people want to do back-to-back max battles? I know they want to do it with raids. I know they want to do it with grinding.
I know that I have a time frame where if like I get out of work and I've got 4 power spots on my way home, or like there's a group of them, which is exactly what I did today. There was 3 Ghastlies all in a
cluster,
a triangle. And like now knowing that like new Dynamax Pokemon are coming in, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get excited and go do that for max hour or whatever.
Yeah. But the excitement of this announcement kind of is in the details here, which shows that on November 18th,
I can now hold off and wait and like collect and make sure I have my full 800 or whatever, and then go do them.
Yeah, well, they're a week apart, so you really have to only pay attention the day before. Like Sundays, you got to make sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Because you can go into it saying, all right, I haven't collected any max particles for the whole day. I'm sitting at 1,000 or whatever you're maxed out at. You can do 5 tier 1s, get you down to 0 max particles, then collect your 800 for the day. Maybe even make that 1,000 if you're savvy with it, and collect your 300 from walking 2K to push you over at 1,000. And then you could do 5 more. So if you play your cards right, this can be 10 max battles.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Which is awesome, but it's going to require you to have the strategy that starts on Sunday. You have to play your cards right to end Sunday with 1,000 plus, and then do all your battles before collecting, or collect as you go, but just stacking it like that where you save everything for 6 p.m. But the big news here, November 18th, Dynamax Drillbur making its debut, which is cool. And again, these can all be shiny. So
I'm excited for that.
So the 11th of November, Charmander, next week Drillbur, next week's Bulbasaur, then Squirtle. So plenty of Max Monday action, which is pretty cool. Will people come out to this? It'll probably take time, just like Spotlight Hour did or Raid Hour did. I'm looking on Campfire, and I'm seeing more and more people posting up Raid Hour events and everything like that. The ambassadors have been absolutely crushing it with events, so it's been really cool. It's been really cool. This will probably take some time, but I think like Monday, November 18th, I guarantee you there's people out for Drillbur. You know what I mean? Like, we've had regular Charmander. We're going to get Gigantamax Charizard. There's plenty of opportunities for that family. Debut of a Drillbur, I bet you people will be out. So this will drive traffic, which is pretty cool. We're not going to get into specifics here, but I do want to refer everyone over to GoHub. They put together 3 guides for Gigantamax Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. So if you want to build out some teams ahead, which I definitely recommend you do, check these out, because Kitty Pokemon's a lot. Put some awesome effort into creating these awesome guides, which gives you your 100% CP ranges, gives you your best counters. Check out Inteleon Dynamax with Water Gun Surf at the top of the chart for going up against Charizard.
This is why I'm so hung-go on Max Battles, is like it puts everybody on the same playing field. Like my brother is very excited, like just talking to him about the game, he's very like, I can't wait to Max Battle. Like
I've seen a lot of excitement coming from players that aren't as necessarily in the know or that hardcore as we are, like a more casual player or a more part-time player. The max battles are like, yeah, let's do it. This is great. It's one more free thing I could do today. Like, why not take advantage of it? So I agree, man. It's changed the dynamic completely.
It's really cool. And it's really cool to see the excitement. And it's like, and I'm excited. So it's making him excited. And like, again, it's like,
it's contagious.
He's like, and he's like, wait a minute, you can trade me other Dynamax Pokemon? And I was like, yeah.
Sure can.
Look, I traded him a couple Sobbles. I was like, now you can choose the best one and then, power that one up. And then you've got a water Pokemon. Yep. Now you can fight against fire and then just do that. So I was like, here's a Scorbunny, here's a Grookey, because he hasn't seen any of those, which doesn't make sense. He probably just hasn't played. But he's seen Phalanx and he got his Wooloos, and then I've traded him
So he's all in on the max battles. He's all in.
Yeah.
Are you doing more max battles with him than you're doing regular raids?
100%.
See, that's so cool, man.
Yeah, every Tuesday we've been doing it.
Well, why don't you can you get to him on Mondays? Because this could be your thing now. Maybe you can do max hour with him or something like that. That'd be cool.
Not for max hour, because I would be at work. No, I'd be at work, so it wouldn't work.
I'm going to have a very busy weekend this weekend. I hope to see a lot of trainers out there. On Saturday, I'm going to be in Red Bank with the local crew, and I'm going to pull up the little flyer here, which might get cut off on my screen here, but I will be in Red Bank on Saturday at 10 a.m. We're meeting at Marine Park. If you're in Jersey, come on out. Put giveaways, 40 trainer lobbies, and shenanigans. The shenanigans part got cut off. There you go. And shenanigans. This should be a lot of fun. We can RSVP on Campfire. If you are anywhere and there is a community ambassador event for the Gigantamax launch, if you RSVP on Campfire and then check in on the event, your check-in bonus is 800 max particles. So you'll get an extra Gigantamax raid to do if you check in via Campfire to an ambassador event. So check out the map. I'll put the link in the description. Check out the map. Find a community ambassador location. Hit it up if you can. So Saturday, I'll be in Red Bank, New Jersey for Dynamax at 10 a.m. I don't know how long it's going to take for us to get through. I'm ready to spend. I'm putting my credit card down. I'm not picking it up. I'm going for it. Then on Sunday, I got another event. I'm going to be going up to North Jersey to play with the Pokemon Go Nutley community with the Community Ambassador Program at Mudhole Fountain in Memorial Park in Nutley, New Jersey. We're meeting at 12:30 p.m. We're going to start battling around 1. This group is incredible. They get 70 to 100 people for raid hours. So I've been wanting to go up to play with this group for a while now. Reached out to the community ambassador, hooked it up. We're going to make a fun event out of it. I've got some max particles to give away. So come see me if you see me at the event. Same thing applies. Check in on Campfire and get 800 max particles. So we're going to see how many we can do.
Generous.
It is pretty generous. It when it comes down to it, it's like, all right, this is, I don't know if you could do an apples to apples thing with raid passes, but this is the conversation I want to have with you, because when it comes to, Joe says soon there will be one in Edison. Yo, let me know, dog. I'm in Edison all the time, bro. My favorite ramen spot is in Edison. I'm in Denellen at the Break Arcade every weekend, so I'm up that way a lot. So let's do it. Let's hook it up. But the conversation I wanted to have with you is going to be when it comes to people potentially getting upset or demoralized when they are all fired up to go to an ambassador event to do Gigantamax battles, and they get there and they're done in 10 minutes. Because this is just like raids. It's pay to play. You want in, you got to pay up. Now, the good thing about Max Particles, when you're looking in the shop, and I'm going to pull it up here on screen, is Max Particles are not that expensive. Wrong screen. Are not that expensive, but you still got to buy them. The three Max Particle pack for 2,400 Max Particles is 425 coins. $4, 425. Again, 250.
And that's only 2 extra or 8.
It's 3 raids.
That's
three
okay.
Gigantamax raids.
That's
So you're
actually
paying
a reasonable price.
But
that's remote raids at a discount.
See, well, here's the argument, right? Here's the conversation. You could do 3 in-person regular raids, whether they're 1-star or 5-star, for 250 Pokecoins. That's what it costs for a 3-pack of battle passes, premium battle passes. A 3-pack of remote raid passes is 525. So we go from 250 to 525. That's the range that you're going to pay to do any combination of in-person and remote. Max Particles for 2,400 is 425. It's right in the middle. So I don't know. It just seems that with bundles, with rewards for research, you get passes just seem like raid passes seem to be, I don't want to say a common reward, but people end up having a surplus. People end up stacking them from events, stacking them from research rewards, stacking them because, I'm going to buy this bundle. It happens to come with raid passes, but I'm not doing any raids, so I'm going to kind of stockpile these. I don't think
me to a T.
Right. But do you have a surplus of Max Particles? No, you're burning them every day, right? You're using them. So
yes, if I have extra, I'm using it.
So my concern and the conversation is this feels very, very pay to play if you want to do more than 1, 2, 3 a day because of the 1,000 Max Particle limit. It's not that you can't earn 800 every day. It's you can't hold additional.
Right.
So you have to buy them.
What bothers the living daylights out of me is that if, like, I've gotten to the point where, like, you know, I'll do a tier 1 and forget that I did it, and then I'm trying to get back up to 8, and I was at, like, I don't know, something. So, like, basically now I'm at like 760.
Yep.
And it's like a feels bad moment. It's like, you've already collected your 800. And I'm like, no. So I think I still think that we need to go up to 1,200. I think that is reasonable.
So just 200, just 200.
Well, that's 4 because that's.
Oh, you mean your total a day, not your total capacity. You mean your total that you can earn per day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because 8 is a definite number. Like how much Max Particles does it take for a Phalanx?
400.
You know? 4.
So it's 250, so 400, 800.
So I think that's like the perfect balance because then you have the ability to fight a tier 3 and do the
tier 6
Gigantamax. And if you want to do 2 Gigantamax, then you're going to have to, like, instead of it being so like tight, like you literally can't interact with the Max Particle portion of the game, which would make me not want to play. You know what I mean? Like if I see a Max, I want to play it. I want to participate.
It's because you can't keep a surplus. Because when I get a raid pass today, if I get a premium raid pass from a shop item or from reward and I don't use that raid pass today, no big deal. Goes into the horde and just keeps stacking up, and I could stack and stack and stack. So when I decide I do want to do raids, it's like, I got 22 raid passes in my inventory from the last 3 weeks. I'm good to go. I can rock and roll. Here, you can't do that because it forces you that if you want in a single game session within that one calendar day. If you want that more than 1,000 max particles, the only way to do it is to buy in. You can't earn your 800 on a Monday and then stack it so you can earn another 800 on Tuesday and have 1,600. Doesn't work like that.
That feels bad. That feels bad.
So Leo in the chat says for
like,
Gigantamax weekends, the max should be increased. Should they do something like that where they like lift the remote raid limit for a remote raid event? Should they say, hey, it's Gigantamax raid hour? Maybe if they have a raid hour or Gigantamax hour.
Threw the number out there. I think they threw the number at us and they were like, hey,
we'll balance it later.
We'll balance it later. And I feel because the Gigantamax battles are 800, that's literally your entire day.
Yeah.
And I understand the logic behind that, but like there's so many variables where like I could be at 760 and not participate because that's where I'm at.
The math didn't. Yeah, you haven't walked your 2K yet.
Math. And like I literally right now, like I'm not smart enough to know like where I literally have 30 max particles.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
Like that's what I have. So it's just one of those things where it's like you need to be able to hold 800 without worry.
Yeah.
Like if I know that I can not drive, but if I know that I can collect from a bunch of different spots and it's not limited to 800, it would make me feel better because then I can participate in a smaller battle because it's doable solo and then get with a group of people to do a bigger one. That would feel good.
Yeah.
But what feels bad is that I have to strategize just to get 800.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I have to hold on to it.
Dude, similar thing happened to me the other day.
It needs to be rebalanced.
I'm like, trying to like
this is a mandatory, like it has to be rebalanced.
I'm trying to figure out like, okay, how do I maximize my max particles so I can collect my 300 before hitting my 800 cap, you know? And I'm like, all right, I'm going to be set up. I'll be at, you know,
and then I battle the eighth one. And then that ruins me for the whole day. I'm like, are you serious right now? And I get so mad at myself.
Dude.
So it's just the mechanics behind it. Like I'm excited for this game. Like I'm excited for this direction. It needs to like, I mean, I'm at this point, if you need me to purchase more to hold more, I'll do it.
Oh, we talked about that on our Zoom call on Monday.
I'm just saying.
And they were like, you don't really think they're going to sell additional storage for max particles, or do you? And I'm like, how could they not? How could they not? People would be like, take the card. I'm telling you,
yes, but
it's not going to feel good.
They need to at least increase our daily. Like it has to be.
No, I honestly think that they're going to get a little bit of a backlash after this weekend. They're going to get a dose of reality of the consumer base being like, yo, this limits. They don't work for big events. They don't work for grinding. So I don't know.
And it's like cool. We're gonna Gigantamax, and the whole hype is on the October 31st. You're gonna hang out with your friends and be able to do one.
Yeah. Well, and so funny because
oh my god, the hype, and then
it goes. That's what I mean. People are going to drive to Red Bank for an event, and then they're going to be done in 10 minutes. It's like, oh, that feels so bad.
Yes, that is not.
Joe in the chat just said something I wanted to talk about. He said the bonus 20 can throw you off. So I was monitoring my intake of max particles for the day, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm going to get one more max power spot, and I'm going to be at 780 for the day. Then I can collect my 300 from my 2K walk. But when I got to the power spot, it was one that I hadn't collected yet since it's been there. So I got 120 max particles, which put me to the 800 for the day. And then I couldn't collect my 300 from walking the 2K. So it's like it is a pain in the butt to manage. There's a lot to math. So it's a real pain in the butt. Dead Superhero says, oh yeah, forgot that we have a limit to how many max particle packs you can hold to. Only 12 packs. So each pack is, you know, it's math be mathin'. It's definitely a lot of math, but This weekend's going to be fun. I want to hear everyone's feedback. Please email us, luredup@pokemonprofessor.com. You can call us or text us or send us videos of your hauls, whatever, screenshots, whatever. 732-835-8639. I think this weekend is going to be an awesome... It's almost like a crossroads for the game because this...
But you need to please post in Campfire, post in whatever group chat you have. Please coordinate and try to get as many people, all your friends, all your teammates, everybody that like you normally would play with. Try your hardest to get them together.
Yep.
To experience it with everyone together. Don't worry. Like, honestly, don't buy the pack to do a second one.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You know,
I'm saying that because like I want to do one.
Not
like,
me. I'm gonna do them all.
I would love to do them all, but that's.
I'm going, dude. I'm ready to drop it.
I mean, I might go crazy. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet.
And
again, I'm.
The other thing that you really should need to consider,
if I got 100% Ghastly that's Dynamaxable, I think I'd be okay with one. It's
the difficulty we have to take into consideration too. You know, Niantic is calling for 10 trainers, right? So in the reality, this might be a 5 to 7 trainer thing if you have stacked counters.
This might be a 15 to 20.
It could be. So have that expectation. Now, luckily, you don't lose the max particles unless you win. That's one of the best, best quality of life kind of like trainer protections that they have. But
do we have a max raid guide?
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. That's on GoHub. Kitty Pokemon's had put together guides for each of the starters. So check those out. I'll put the link in the description. But just know that to clarify, because I'm still seeing people confused about how the 40 trainer lobbies work. So you're still going to join in groups of 4 just like you would in a Dynamax raid. So you pick your 4 friends, right? Your 4 people that you lobby up with, just like a Dynamax. But then that group as a whole will be able to join the larger group, which can then accept up to 10 groups of 4 for a total of 40. So, one of the groups might be 2 people. One of the groups could be 3 people. One of the groups could be 4 people. All those groups, up to 10 of them, come together. If everything's maxed out, you'll end up with 40 trainers. So that interface, how that actually works, I'm not sure. We're going to have to, trial by fire this weekend. Thanks to
this is the one thing
Australia. Yeah, that's what I said. They're going to be able to lead the way for us. New Zealand, letting us know how it goes.
As long as it doesn't break.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Sorry, guinea pigs. But Adam, that's we've been an hour and 10 minutes, so we should roll. But that's I think that's a show. That's it, right? We're ready for Gigantamax. We're ready to go here.
I'm ready for Gigantamax. I'm just we need the increase in max particles that we get a day. And storage.
All right. Well, let's see what happens. I think after this weekend, we might see some balancing because I think there's going to be a lot of good feedback. Definitely keep us in the loop with your feedback. Make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com.
Don't be mean. Don't be mean with your feedback. No, seriously. Make it
no Richards allowed.
I'm telling you right now, that's how I feel, and the event hasn't happened. And it's once we get Gigantamax battles, everybody is going to feel the same way, or they're going to feel away, and let Niantic know, but do not be mean and ruthless about it.
Well, that's another reason why the
learning curve.
The campfire, the ambassador groups are so important because the ambassadors are a direct conduit to Niantic. Work with your ambassadors to share your feedback. They'll distill it down and push it up to Niantic through the official channels. It's the best way to get your feedback, your direct feedback in front of Niantic. It's a lot different than yelling into the ether of Twitter. It's a lot different than, whatever. Just talk to your ambassador and let your ambassador push it up on your behalf because they have a direct line in Niantic, which is super important. But Adam, that's the show. We did it. I'm excited for this weekend. But thank you everyone who's here in the chat still. Thank you for everyone that's checking out the audio. Remember the video is available on our YouTube. That'll be up on Friday. if you're listening, no matter how you're listening, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a share, give us a thumbs up, give us a follow, sub, all that stuff. And check out PokemonProfessor.com for everywhere you can connect with every show on our network. But Adam, if that's a show, that's a show. We can wrap it up. Is that a show? That's a show?
Let's wrap it up like a candy bar.
Keep training, trainers. Peace out. We'll see you next week.